Hello, I'm back. I just recorded my kind of revelation about vulnerability, or just about like pinpointing, niching what I've been knowing I've been circling around, but finally finding it. And I was so excited and had so much energy that I got to a point where I was like, I don't know what to say. So now I'm like a little bit more calmed down and, or not calmed down, but like centered. And I just wanted to come back and do more of what my vlogs, like daily vlogs, are. Just like processing kind of where I am with the growth mindset, I guess. So I guess I'm cooking right now, and that's another area of the growth mindset for me. I've never invested time, energy, and resources like I talk about for makeup. I've never really invested into cooking or learning how to cook, and so that's something that's just an area that I'm also growing in, or where I'm practicing growing into the growth mindset and being vulnerable to push through. Like, for example, just like, not a specific example, but just in general, like constantly feeling like, oh, it doesn't taste good, or it doesn't taste, oh no, you need to, like, I guess I kind of started cooking more maybe 3 months ago, where like I started regularly cooking meals, and one of the issues or things that would come up for me is just it not being good at the end, or not how I want it to be. And what I want it to be is like the level of someone who's actually practicing and like learning and watching videos and trying recipes just because, not just like, what can I cook as quickest as possible so I have more time to work on the business or more time to do work. No, like, I can't expect to have the outcome of someone who's practicing, enjoying, and wanting to learn cooking by being this person who wants to cook it in 30 minutes max so I could get back to, working on my computer or whatever. So just working through recognizing that it's not like, oh, I don't know how to cook and that's why my food comes out bad, and instead switching to like, oh, I haven't invested time and energy into cooking, so that's why. And should I choose to invest into time and money into cooking and learning how to cook, like I can learn how to cook. So today I'm just kind of like sort of meal prepping, sort of not, because it's not like I'm making little packets into everything, but I'm just kind of cooking some things that need to be cooked before they go bad. So like I made a banana bread because bananas were going bad. I'm cooking this gonna bake this asparagus because it's gonna go bad soon. So not necessarily making a meal, but just kind of making sure we eat everything. I'm also gonna make a guacamole next because I have some avocados that need to be eaten. Oh no, I forgot the salt and pepper. This baking vegetables has been a really nice starting point for me because it's like super simple and actually tastes really, really good. So I basically just put olive oil and salt and pepper, and literally that's it. Normally I'll mix in the bowl, like I just did with the olive oil, I'll mix in the salt and pepper also, but I forgot. And that's okay, because we're living in the growth mindset and being vulnerable to, like, instead of freaking out that, oh, I have to put it back and, like, be exactly like it, otherwise it's going to be bad and it's going to taste bad and then I'm bad. Instead, just being like, oh, okay, I forgot this time. Like, it's okay. One, either it's going to be fine and it's going to come out just fine, or two, maybe it won't taste as good, and that's okay. It doesn't mean anything about me. Doesn't mean anything about my ability to learn how to cook. It doesn't mean anything about who I am as a person. Like, it just is. So yeah, so anyways, salt, pepper. What was I gonna, there's something I was gonna say. I guess the guacamole. I had a train of thought and then I got a little bit embarrassed, thinking like I keep saying the same thing over and over again, or who cares if it's gonna listen. So then I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish these vegetables. Oh, just that the vegetables are really simple and they turn out really good, and it's just the salt, the pepper, the olive oil that I mix up in there, and then put them on the baking sheet. I throw them in at 425 degrees, and it's kind of crazy for me to say this, being someone that doesn't know how to cook, or being someone who's newly learning how to cook. It's interesting for me to say that I just kind of watch them in the oven, because before I started this journey of learning to have a growth mindset with cooking and having the belief that I can learn how to cook, I used to like need the exact directions because I had to follow that to feel like I was doing the right thing cooking and feel like everything was going to be okay. So it's interesting to me that so early in my journey of learning growth mindset with cooking, there's something that I'm like, don't have a specific time for. I just kind of watch it. I think a general rule of thumb is like 20-25 minutes. But I also flip them in between. So like I'll put them in for about 10 or 12 minutes and I'll flip them in between that for sure. Just because I don't like when one side is all like charred. I don't know if that's a bad thing, but like whatever. I like it to be all around kind of like evenly charred. I don't know if that's the word. Okay, so the guacamole.